Hello folks, hello, Rich Stanton here from Kotaku UK, and this is a little video about the Nightmare Moon presence. You can see its tentacles clipping through the door there. Cheeky stab, why not? This is one of the pieces of cut content for Bloodborne discovered by someone who goes by the handle Zuli the Witch. And it's one of the most interesting. Obviously it's a deleted boss. The name, it does have a health bar, but as you can see there's no official name for it. The name comes from the community, and it's either the Nightmare Moon Presence or the Moon Presence's final form. It does bear a lot of resemblance to the Moon Presence, which I'm sure you all know is the final boss in Bloodborne, and a thing that seems to have an enormous influence over the world. It also resides in the Hunter's Dream, and in quite a different form from this, hence the Nightmare designation. As you can see, it is pretty complete. It's kind of balancing on this tiny ridge in the arena, and I'm taking advantage of that to, in classic Souls fashion, stab it up the bum. One of the interesting things I think about this piece of content is depending on which version of the game you have, like which physical version of the game you have, you get slightly different behaviours, and the data miners, I can't independently vouch for this, say this suggests that it was still being worked on after the game's release, i.e. as part of the DLC. And this kind of ties in, because if you look at the arena we're fighting it in, it's very similar, obviously a lot darker, but similar to where we fight the Orphan of Cause at the end of the DLC. Some other people might think it looks a little bit like the Great Lake of Mud that Mikolash references in the main game. But this looks potentially like it was something intended to be in the DLC, and perhaps as a counterpart to, there we go, Night Night Moon Presence. Perhaps as a counterpart to the iteration of the Moon Presence you end up fighting in the Dream. I'm not sure kind of how much sense that would have made in terms of lore, but it does suggest that at some stage the Moon Presence had a deeper connection with the Hunter's Nightmare, at least, possibly even one with the Orphan of Cause, but I am of course speculating wildly, and none of this stuff is in the game, so I thought it was interesting to look at anyway. I'll do a few more little videos about the more interesting things that Zuli turned up. In the meantime, hope you enjoyed this. I make contact with you all and with the cut beasts of the cosmos. Bye bye folks.